four major economic systems. You have handout number 4 in front of you. It is a two-sided document. Okay, so we're going to go through this rather quickly. If you need to pause at any time, please do so. When you're done with this activity, there's a couple of application activities in Google Classroom that you will try. The What Am I? You can use this notes to do, but of course, when you do the sort, try to do it without the notes and then turn both of those in. When you're done, then you can work on your study, the exit ticket in your study. Okay. So 4 major economic systems we're going to talk about today. One thing to keep in mind, you hopefully learned this in the warm-up, that the type of economy a nation has is determined by how much the government is involved in economic decision-making. So the more the government is involved, the more on the continuum it would be towards a command economy. Unless it was a command, then the government's totally involved. And the less the government's involved, the more you sway towards the free market end. And most countries are somewhere in the middle of that. All right, so in the spots that say 1, 2 on the front, 3, 4 on the back, you can write traditional, free market, command, and mixed as your 4 types of economic systems. We're going to start with the traditional economy, which is number 1 on the front and the left side there. And traditional economies. So when you think of traditional, you should think of tradition. You should think of precedent. You should think of customs. Following in your family's footsteps. Doing the same work that your ancestors did in past generations, regardless of what your potential is or your abilities are. You come from a subsistence farming family. That's what you're going to do. You come from a family that hunts and gathers. That's what you're going to do. Okay, so regardless of ability or potential, you're going to do kind of that same work. Little technology, if any. Very simple, self-sufficient. And the thing about a traditional economy is they can exist within another economy because they're kind of self-sufficient, separate. All right. So here's a few examples. You notice that on your notes it says write 2 examples. So the first example here is the Inuit, which are located in the northern part of the world near the Arctic Circle, and they are seal hunters. And you can see from this picture, 1929. You can see more in 2006, very similar. They have the harpoon, they have the kayak, and they're out there trying to hunt seal. Very similar. All right, second example here, we have the Sami herd. They herd reindeer in northern Scandinavia, northern Europe, up in Sweden, Norway, Finland, and Russia. And again, you can see 1909 to 2005, not much has changed. Things are done the same way as they were the previous generation. And then our third example, which might be a little bit more relatable because it's farming, and it's the Americas. So this is the Quechua of descendants of the Incas. They live in the Andes Mountains of South America, Peru, Bolivia, Ecuador, and they use this idea of terrace farming, where they're using the mountain to create different steps or terraces and create some farmland. They might grow things like corn and potatoes. So there's 3 different examples, right? 2 of them down. Pause the video at any time. All right, our second economy is going to be the free market economy. And this is really made up of 6 different details. All right, private ownership of property resources. So individuals and businesses own all the resources, not the government. Profit. The thing that's motivating you is that idea that you can make money and you can grow your investments and grow your business. C is competition. You have the ability to open a business and compete with other businesses to see if you can outlast them and improve the product and win the competition with other businesses. That rivalry. Okay. D is consumer sovereignty, which is also consumer independence, where people decide, and buyers, consumers decide what is made, what is created, what is needed to bring to market. E is individual choice. You have the option yourself to make a decision and pick and choose what you want to buy and what you don't want to buy. And then F is no or minimal government involvement in the economy. So it's really the market is what's running everything. Supply, demand, price, opportunity cost, all those basic concepts are kind of operating on their own, as opposed to having the government intervene. Okay? And then, while the other three economic systems exist somewhere in the world, there are no true free market economies right now currently in the world. And that's because every nation has some sort of government and some sort of government regulation over some aspects of the economy. So there's no true free markets. They don't really exist. It's more of a theory. Some countries are in the idea of being a mixed economy, which we'll talk about next, but they're closer to free market than they are command. So they're mixed, but they're on that end of the spectrum or the continuum. All right, on the back, command economy. So in a command economy, there is central ownership of property or resources. Central. That means one entity is controlling it. It's usually a government. It could be a dictator or a political party, but it's usually the government that is kind of operating and owning all the resources. All right. Letter B, the government is going to make most of the economic decisions, not individuals and businesses. In a true command economy, the government is making all decisions. So they're basically saying, you don't have to worry about buying and selling products. We will give you or sell you the products that you need. We will make those products. We're in charge of production. We're in charge of the resources. So you will not have to worry about that. Now you don't have choice, which is going to be letter C, right? Lack of consumer choice. Instead of having, like it shows on the PowerPoint in the background, instead of having 4 different types of bookstores, no, you get one. It's a government-sponsored bookstore. There's no competition. Everything's run by the government. So that desire that people have to improve, to do better, to make choices, that is not there in a command economy. All right, so on your paper, there's a link there. If you would like to pause this video, open up a new tab, and type in that link character for character, you can watch this little 2.5-minute video on command economies. All right, so do that. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that video. The question at the bottom, what was one example of a command economy discussed in the video? So make sure to answer that. There was a few nations that they mentioned. All right, number 4, we're going to move on to mixed economy. And in a mixed economy, it's a combination of kind of the other 3. So A is going to be individuals and businesses make decisions in the private sector. So for any businesses that are owned outside of the government, they're going to make those decisions and how the private sector is going to operate. Government is owner and decision maker for the public sector. So you have things like the military, the post office, Social Security. And this is the government's role, so it's kind of a mix. All right, letter C. We're in between a command and a free market. Okay? So any mixed economy is somewhere in the middle. Now they could be closer to command, they could be right in the middle, they could be closer to free market. It depends on how much the government's involved and how much decisions are left up to individuals and businesses. Letter D, most economies are mixed, including the United States, which you can use as your example there, or you can say a different country like Canada or France or Spain or Argentina or India or Australia or Japan, all mixed economies. All right. So remember that government involvement is what's going to end up making those decisions as to what kind of economy you have. All right. So what I'd like you to do next, again, you're going to use your notes to complete the what am I scenarios, which we did last class, but it's going to be more independent for you this time on the 4 different economic systems. And then you're going to put your notes away, and you're going to try the 4-box sort on the economic systems independently. Turn both those in when you are done with both. Okay? Thank you.